None. And anytime, and I know men are gonna find their way in their comments like it's legal. If you have to say it's legal as a way to defend your dating preferences, you're a predator. You're a predator.
He's the predator.
That's like we us saying
Can't make this up.
slavery was bad, and y'all be like, well, it was legal. That doesn't make it okay. It used to be legal to beat your wife. It used to be legal to rape your wife. Does that make it okay? I mean, it's legal.
Never in the history was it
Cause
legal to
y'all
rape
love to
rape
be
your wife.
she legal,
Yeah.
she legal,
Yes, it
she
was.
legal, she legal. And then you know what I always find so funny when men get to well, when people ask them like, well, would if you had a 19-year-old daughter and a man in his 50s wanted to date her, would you be okay with that? Well, I mean, if he was gonna take care of her, and if he was gonna, no, you would not. You would not be okay with that. You would think, man, he is dirty. But for somehow y'all can reason with yourselves and think that that's okay. And don't come in the comments talk about Drea because I think that whole dirty too. I think age gap relationships, any way you shift them, is disgusting. I think in any relationship where there is a significant difference, whether it be finances or age, there is going to be a level of manipulation. If someone has $0 and someone has millions of dollars, power difference. If someone has decades of life experience and someone barely has any, their frontal lobe, their critical thinking skills have yet to fully develop, there is going to be manipulation involved. And it's not appropriate. Y'all be wanting to date children because if you just wanted to date someone a little bit younger than you, whatever. But if the age gap is bigger than the person's age, the age gap is bigger than the person's age, it's not appropriate. No matter which way y'all try to shake it. Oh, well, he could teach her something. She could get a mentor, get a mentor, get a mentor,
All right, this bitch is annoying me. Can we turn her
get a
off?
mentor.
At the
Yeah.
end of the
I,
day,
I
listen,
Yeah.
bet
this
you
was
she,
two
I bet
consenting
you she ain't
adults.
saying nothing about her goddamn
Listen,
grandmama and
at the
granddaddy.
end of the
I
day,
bet she ain't
at the
saying
end of
about her grandmama and granddaddy.
this is
I bet
two
she ain't said not
consenting
one thing.
adults.
I bet granddaddy, why you date grandmama? She 12 years, she 12 years younger than you. I bet she ain't said a goddamn thing. This
It
kills
was
me,
real
man. Y'all
okay.
motherfuckers learn about frontal
At the
lobe.
at
Damn,
the end of the
y'all
day, this is
fucking
two
use every
consenting
excuse.
adults. They made a decision,
It's
and now their
crazy
decision
shit.
is blowing up in their face. One is trying to extort, and then the other one, man, he just stinks with his pee. Whatever. At the end of the day, this is what's happening, and it fucking sucks, but it happens all the time in this industry. It happens every day in this industry because these people, they see you have money and they prey on you, and they will always prey on you. There's always going to be snakes in the grass. They always slither fast, so shit. I hope that, like I said, Jessica serves, whether he if he can counter sue and take whatever left she has, it is what it is. She'll
I,
learn.
I have a question for the
Man.
ladies. I would assume that you guys would agree to an extent with this because that's what it sounds like. So apparently, with it being this age gap, right? There's this huge advantage of being able to manipulate this younger person, in which, of course, yes, that does play a factor. But is it not the same way that if me and Shay, let's say we're about the same age and we're dating, we could easily manipulate each other. You could have some type of advantage as to where, okay, uh maybe I got a thing for red bones, right? I got a fetish for red bones, and just because you're a red bone, I'm letting you get away with a lot more things than I would for somebody that's dark skinned or something, right? So I don't understand the correlation of just because this person is younger that they're going to be so naive to be manipulated when manipulation happens all across the board. It doesn't
It does, but when you're younger, you're not able to see it as when you're older. That's the fact. So it's easier to prey on someone.
so
It's easier to
but,
prey on
but
someone that's younger.
I think she's seen
but
it
even in
though.
that case though, and I don't know if she's just being ignorant to the fact of it, but even in that case, she's literally there solely for the money. She's
Yeah.
not there to be in a relationship. She's not there to be wife bound. She's literally there for the money, and he is there for the money. So this whole manipulation conversation, I don't even know how that's even relevant in what's going on, because these are two consenting people that are there for the same exact reason.
Well, I think if it was like a relationship standpoint, that it would be a different conversation. But being that it was not a relationship to where they're dating, that was never the story, then I think it makes it different. Like you said, he's there to get his rocks off, and she there to make her wallet bigger at the end of the day.
That's literally what I said. There were two consenting adults, and one
just
does
feel like
OnlyFans and saw a paycheck.
But I still think it still is. I mean, I agree. I do believe that manipulation can happen at any stage of a relationship, whether that be a sexual one, no matter the age, whatever the case may be. We can be the same age, and one person still get manipulated over the other. But I think just because of that age difference and the financial difference, if it was a relationship further than sex, like they were actually engaging in a relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever the case may be, then that definitely would play a bigger role in it.
So I got a question though. Do y'all have any evidence that he manipulated her?
I never said he manipulated her.
Yeah.
I'm just
I said she
asking.
manipulated him.
That was
But
never
I-
the argument.
Hold on. No. So
Well, no, that was your argument originally
Whose?
with
Who
Whose?
said he manipulated her?
with saying that he with the
Nobody
age gap.
said he manipulated her.
Nobody said
No,
that.
with the age gap,
Y'all
with the
saying
age
with the
gap, it's
age
like
gap.
this. The game of life is easier to play mentally when you're 56 than it is when you're 20. It's simple as that. I'm 30 years old. I know life is easier to play right now as a 30-year-old than it was when I was a 19-year-old.
No,
And
the
I
reason
can get over on my 19-year-old self as a 30-year-old at any time mentally because I've experienced more. I know different things to say to make it go my way more. That's not saying he manipulated her, but a 56-year-old is able to manipulate a
But here's
19-year-old
the
easily.
thing though. We
But
don't
that's
have
why
no,
you need
hold on, Hank. Here's the thing though. We don't have no evidence that he manipulated her. However, we do. Wait. However, we do have evidence that a 19-year-old manipulated a 56-year-old.
Nah.
How did that work?
I think we got evidence that a 19-year-old played the
Hey,
game.
how is it that it could be
You notice how you're trying to change it to where you're making
crazy.
light of it by saying, "Oh, she's playing the game." No, she manipulated him. That's what it is. If you're recording somebody without their, if you're recording somebody without them knowing and playing this game where you're trying to put them in a position where they can potentially lose money by you making a false accusation against them, and you're doing this behind their back, that is manipulation. A 19-year-old was able to manipulate a 56-year-old to the point where
he knew it was about to happen. He knew it was bound to happen. The whole relationship, the whole sexual relationship.
Nobody sit there and think you're going to record me. Nobody sit there and think you're going to try to set me up. That's not most people's mindset.
Yeah, I think
who has that mindset?
You knew the risks of doing this. You act like you've never seen the risk of doing this.
No, you can't.
But I think what they're saying is, regardless of whether or not he knew the risk, the fact is she manipulated or took advantage of how the relationship was to make him look a certain way, so that she could blow it up in his face and demand a certain amount of funds.
We just watched the 19-year-old.
It's one thing to try to manipulate him out of tricking him off, getting him to trick on his money, but to put some charges like SA on him, No, that's a
It's
different
crazy.
level.
So he's not at
That's
fault
a
at all
different
for not
level right
protecting
there.
himself. He not
No,
at
he's
fault
a
at all.
dumbass. I still think he's a
Yeah.
dumbass for not taking the proper steps to
Definitely
cover.
a dumbass for not
Hey,
protecting
he
himself.
then
But
you said that that's victim blaming, man. You called me
But
out
at the
for
same
victim
time,
blaming.
you guys on this panel, you guys hold us women accountable for when we do shit. Like when our relationships don't work out or when something happens to us, it's
No, we
always like,
really don't.
well, what did you
We really
definitely
do
don't.
to do on this pit,
No,
get in this
'cause
situation, stuff like that?
When have we,
Where
Callie? When
King
have
at?
we
I
Where
ever?
don't
King
Hold on,
at?
wait,
about that
Callie.
for
When
real.
have we
King just got
ever?
called a bitch up here by this woman up here. I ain't heard none of
I
y'all women
did.
say anything about that.
Hold
So
on.
I
where's
When have
absolutely
we?
accountability for
did.
that?
Who called
I
who?
did. I called who was
Your
it?
girl called
Yeah.
her.
I said I
Call that
yeah.
man a bitch.
Wait,
I didn't hear y'all speak up say, hey,
Callie,
sister.
Wasn't on the line.
I didn't hear none of y'all say,
Callie,
hey, sister, you wrong for that.
Callie,
Wasn't on the
Callie.
line.
Matter of fact,
When
let me
have
tell you what you
I
did.
did.
Y'all laughed at my man King.
No,
Y'all
I
laughed at my man.
absolutely did
I had to
because
get
what
the
did he
heat up
call
off of
me?
him.
He said I was uneducated. I was ignorant. I'm just like the white girl that we're talking about. Yeah. So yeah, I said why are you crying? But this is about me yelling. What are you talking about? Say your point, say your piece,
What he
and
said
keep it
was, why are
moving.
you yelling? And then you got upset because he accused you of yelling the
No,
whole
no, no,
time.
no, 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 no,
Oh, that
no,
wasn't it, ma'am?
no. That wasn't just it. Absolutely not.
Okay.
I didn't get upset until he started saying,
Callie,
So
Callie,
my
real quick.
question,
calling me
Hold
out
on,
my
yeah,
Callie.
name
go
Hold
and
ahead,
on,
coming
Callie.
King.
for
Go
my
ahead, King.
character. So yeah, I came for his character. Absolutely,
Hold,
100%.
All right, y'all, let's get
hold
back
on,
on track. Let's get back
So
on track.
Callie,
Go
like
ahead.
you said,
Callie. I got a question for you.
being held
When was
accountable.
the last?
Didn't
When was the
nobody hold
last
her
time?
accountable for that? I didn't hear
When
And
none
was
of
the
you
nobody,
last?
ladies
and
say.
you didn't hold him accountable for what he said either. You sat up there and tried to say that I was flirting with him. Okay,
Oh
thank
yeah, you
you.
were
Moving on.
you was putting your
I,
shot in, and you know,
no,
and if you felt like that
I
man was a
absolutely
nice
was
looking man,
not.
go ahead and do what you do.
I I absolutely was not putting my shot in.